How's the royal family? I pray that everyone is doing well. Well, my royal family, y'all have often heard me talk about rites of passage. And when the royal family was intact and when we were not infiltrated for our royal sons and also for our royal daughters, there was some type of ceremony for our royals, bringing them into adulthood, honoring them, letting them know how special that they are as we continue to guide them. But we are here in America, or we are here in this unquote shithole. So my royal family, I have an example, a true example of one of our royal sons, how they do the rites of passage here in America. Now, we often see, my royal family, that the rites of passage, that's how I like to pronounce it, is we see this. Our royal sons encountering the police, and they know exactly what they are doing when they get their hands on our royals. Now, I'm being more specific right now. I'm not excluding our royal daughters, because we are seeing more and more examples of our royal daughters also receiving the same type of treatment from the police officers that are supposed to protect and serve. And we know the history of how the police came apart in America. First and foremost, they were slave catchers. And so as time evolved, they had to find another way to belittle our males. So at their finest, these are the things that they do, that eventually, some kind of way, it's like an unspoken thing, they're going to find a way to belittle our royals and try to kill their spirit. You know, they don't like us to be true to our nature. And usually you see them at their finest. You know, they have to have all this on. For what reason? We already know. Like I often say, lay down your swords and let's start even. And who would quickly take over through the entire world? We already know. So we see these degrading pictures. This is something that we should never get used to seeing, but we're going to have to keep it core, my royal family, because some of us think if we get a couple of extra dollars, that if we move in different communities, that our royals will not encounter this type of behavior. Oh, no. They on code. They are always on code. Now, this is a 7-year-old. So they don't care about the age. Shit. You can be a 1-year-old. It could be an infant. They don't care. But here in America, for the unquote fake Jews, they have what you call a unquote bar mitzvah. And in fact, they even have them for girls. Now, at the age that they do for them is the age of 13 for the males and 12 for the females. Well, my royal family, I'm going to show y'all a video, 2 videos in fact, and this is something that just happened recently. I don't need to read the article because the video is going, these videos are going to speak for itself, and I just happened to see in my feed in the Atlanta Black Star, let me read the title. Black teen handcuffed while riding with white grandmother after someone makes false robbery claim. All right? So, pay attention to body language. Pay attention to the way at your finest when they get an opportunity to belittle and strip down our royals.
Come out with your hands up, face away from us. Face away. Go to the sidewalk, face away. Hands up high in the air. Face away from us. Walk to the sidewalk. Look away from us. Walk backwards towards the sound of my voice. Backwards towards the sound of my voice. Backwards to the sound of my voice. Back to our squad. And if you want to put them on the sidewalk here, that'll be okay for me. All right. Stop. Get down on your knees. On your knees. Put your hands up. Don't move. You understand? You understand not to move? You good, Luke?
122, our caller hung up. They said they were trying to stop him.
Is everything okay? That's your grandson? Alright, that's good. Here's the thing. Did you see me type this in Some park there? Okay. So some guy comes up to me in his car and says, actually there were two black guys lobbying the ladies in this blue Lexus. And I said, what? Where? He's like, he's robbing them right now. And I'm like, which blue Lexus? The one at the light. So I go up, I said, stay here or follow me, and I'm going to go check it out. So hopefully he's over there 170 Rolex, you know, and I can ask him.
Look, I mean, we just came from his dad's house.
Okay. Well, all I had to ask, somebody telling me.
Hey, but I'm telling her this is my grandson.
Yes, and I know.
This is my best friend. We've known him since he was a baby.
All right, and I'm certainly glad that that guy was mistaken or wanted to put me in a movie or something that's not actually occurring. So I apologize. Oh, he's going to be absolutely.
That's her. That is very, very stupid.
He is just a kid. So I apologize for that guy not knowing what he was talking about.
I'm sure he got two old white ladies in a car with a black kid and makes an assumption.
Well, he was black as well, so I don't know.
Oh, my God. Well, then it's even worse.
Let me get your name real quick.
Okay.
Look, he's all good. It's the grandson. I was spending with grandma down there. Any idea what was going on? I'm parked there. Yeah. So I was parked there. Minding my own business. Pulled up next to me, parked.
All right, my royal family. Let me see here. I don't want anything to pop up. Let me see if we can get rid of this real quick. Okay. So, what we encountered is what we usually see, where mistaken identity, and we don't know how true it is, because something that I know some of us know, the police don't have to tell us the truth. They can say whatever they want to say. Now, he said it was two black males, and it was one black male. Okay, got one black male and the car fit the description. Where's the second one? That's the thing that I would question. But anyhow, anytime somebody say black anything, the word that I use often is hypervia. They're going to put a whole lot on it. And you could tell by the way he was listening to the cops, he ain't never encountered them. He didn't know what the hell they was talking about. And but right there, after we seen him walk back to the car, he is forever changed. He is forever changed. He is scarred for life. It was even like I was paying attention to the body language of our royal son that got shot at. He had got lost in the neighborhood. He was new. He didn't know how to get to school. And this white lady goes berserk. Her husband starts shooting. And I was really angry with his parents. And, you know, the mother wanted to talk about, well, my husband is defending his country. They don't give a damn what you're doing. They have a purpose, and their purpose is to scar and let the black male know his place. Now, I know there's some white folks that probably think that they is doing good if they adopt, or they got some mulatto grandkids, or however the thing may go. You're not helping. They don't give a damn. They don't give a damn. It is our duty and our responsibility to adopt these royals. But see, they letting some other people adopt them. Because like my stepdaughter, she wanted to adopt, her and her husband. They both got decent jobs. They wouldn't let her adopt. And that's a whole nother story for another time. But they make it easy for the gays to adopt. Just like this case that they've been real quiet on up in Oregon, where those two gay women drove off the cliff and killed all those babies. Found out later that those real babies were stolen, were kidnapped from their family in Texas. They was with their aunt. Yes, their parents had some issues, but there were some other family members that never had issues and successfully raised kids. But because they wanted them and they adore them, and usually they look at our royals as some type of pet, then trust and believe somebody gonna make a way. I just had to put that in there. But the ultimate goal is to scar this child for life. I remember seeing this on, and this is child abuse. I remember seeing this on Cops. And this kid stole a bike. And they wanted to teach him a lesson by handcuffing him and putting him in a car so he could feel what it was like. And lo and behold, when I was watching it, the next segment they show a 9-year-old white boy, steal out of the store, get busted. First thing he do is bust out them tears, and they let him go. But when they dealing with us, that's again the rites of passage. I'm pronouncing it wrong. But anyway, the next video that I'm going to show the royal family is this. You're going to see a whole different child. Now they're going to question him. And he's off in another zone. Let me cut this up.
Officer Gabriel's going to get some information from you, okay? He says the same thing.
All right. You didn't have any ID with you, did you, man? Nothing at all? Okay. Well, I'm guessing what this sounds like is a really big misunderstanding, and I'm not exactly quite sure what's going on, but the officers that the reason we stopped you is somebody told them something about what was going on in that car. So I don't know what they saw that they perceived was going on, but obviously that's the reason that we have contact with you right now, okay? So what it seems like is that, like I said, there's some type of misunderstanding. I understand that's, who's the driver?
My grandma's friend.
Grandma's friend, and grandma's in the front seat passenger side? Okay. All right. How old are you, young man?
18.
18. And what is your first name?
A-K-I-L.
Spell it for me?
A-K-I-L.
Can you speak up? I can't hear you.
A-K-I-L.
A-K-I-L?
Yeah.
And your middle initial?
K.
And the last?
C.
What is it?
C.
What's your last name?
Carter.
Spell it for me.
C-A-R-T-E-R.
I'm with 148. We got one detained here.
Okay. ma'am.
Julie,
What is your date of birth, Akil? You gotta speak up with the traffic, with the radio. I honestly, God, can't hear you. And a home address for you, Akil.
I don't know if I'm,
You what's that?
I don't know if I'm,
You don't know it? Okay. Do you stay with grandma?
sometimes.
Sometimes? Who do you usually live with? Mom, dad? Your father? What's his name?
Donald.
What is it?
Donald.
Same last name? No, what's his last name?
Nelson.
What is it?
Nelson.
Nelson?
Yeah.
144 Canadian.
And how about a good phone number for you, Akil? Alright, man. Okay, sit tight 1 second.
He's good.
Nothing.
You got it in the book, right?
Yeah.
We're good.
Come on out, Akil.
So, I don't know if anybody told you at all about what happened. Anybody say anything? All right.
Kind of told him it was a misunderstanding based on somebody's perception of it.
All right. So, let me cut this off. So, with that particular encounter, he is forever changed. Now, they saying now they want to get an attorney. They wasting their time. And let's go back here first. Okay. It could be a couple of scenarios. It's obvious he's not mulatto. His father could have married a white, well, yeah, because they did say that something about him, his grandmother been knowing him since he was her friend been knowing him since he was a baby. So some kind of way this white lady is in their family, and then he considered that his grandmother. And he ain't schooled on what's going on in this world, but he is forever changed. And his father need to be there for him. And there are some black males out here that's lost in the sauce too. He has no business even with them women at all. He needs to be with his own people. He's 18 years old and don't even act like he's 18 years old. But he's forever scarred. Now, I don't like the way they treated him, but I have seen a lot worse. Oh yeah, I have seen a lot worse. I have. We all have seen a lot worse. Now, as I'm talking about this, my royal family, and I was, looking up some things, I found out something, because I always like to leave the royal family with something positive. And I'm going to put this link here. In Amazon, I seen that there are a few books coming of age African American males, rites of passage. Okay, that there's some books out here that maybe somebody want to order, and we have to come up with what we need to come up with, because I often talk about us mirroring the system, and we think buying our kids a bunch of stuff, if we get a couple of coins, like I said earlier, and moving to different communities, that's going to stop the inevitable. Well, I have two royal sons, and my youngest son was riding his bike, I think he was about 13, without a helmet. And a cop seen him way up the street, and it disturbed the cop. Like the fucking world was going to end, because my son didn't have a helmet, and he needed to know name, address, and all of this stuff, and wrote him a ticket. And when I let my oldest son know what happened, he was very upset, because he never wanted his baby brother to encounter that. There's a 7 age difference in between them. So both of my sons have had encounters with the police, and it's never been a positive encounter. And we constantly, even now, are often telling our sons how to conduct themselves. And my oldest son, they got real good at it. They don't care about nothing that your kid live in a good neighborhood. They don't care about if your kid is a good kid, ain't never been in trouble. They don't care about none of that. My youngest son, he's 21 years old. He's been in the business since he was 14. 14 years old. Ain't had no problems with him. My biggest problem is him cleaning up and taking out the trash. That's normal. But it changed him. Well, I'm going to tell you exactly what I did. When I really looked at the paperwork and for us to go to court, I didn't go to court. And the reason why I didn't go to court, because my son didn't have any ID. It could have been any kid that gave that name. I tore the shit up and threw it away. I was not going to subjugate my royal son to more bullshit. He didn't have a helmet on. It ain't the end of the fucking world. All he had to say was make sure you have on a helmet. It's not necessary to write up stuff, shaking and trembling like the motherfucking world gonna end because they have a helmet on. You don't give a fuck if a black kid got a helmet on anyway. You hope they bust their motherfucking head wide open. Y'all ain't out here protecting and serving. Y'all subjugating our royals and even our daughters. Because there's also, when I put this link up here, there's also a book also for our females. See, my royal family, we're going to have to keep it core. We're going to have to start keeping shit core. Because we remember this incident. We remember all this shit that happened. They don't care. And we got to have the same attitude. But we have duties and responsibilities. Because this is what they are going to continue to do. They will never, ever, ever stop. And we do our royals a disservice. Because, I mean, this young man at 18 years old, he acting all weak-willed and docile. I'm not saying for him to put himself in, unquote, danger. But when you dealing with this, they will kill you. They will kill our royal daughters, too. They don't give a damn. So, yes, we're always constantly telling our royal sons, but we need to sit down with our royal daughters. And I'm keeping it core. Keep your fucking mouth shut. Especially our royal daughters, we can get fucking mouthy. Keep your mouth shut. Don't try to be friends with them and all that type of shit. Just fully cooperate and pray to the good Lord that you don't come up dead. Your ultimate goal is to get home and fully cooperate. But small talk and all that, you don't have nothing to talk about. You just cooperating. They want your name, give them your name. But all that extra, because they'll try to get you caught up into something. Because that's their ultimate goal, is to fuck with your psyche, to scar your psyche. We got duties and responsibilities. So, I thought that was very, very necessary when I seen that. And and then it just shook my head. You know, I'm looking at him. I'm like, damn, he ain't even mulatto. You know, what kind of family dynamics is that? You know? And I've been seeing a lot of this lately where in the news we'll see some type of encounter with the police and one of our royal sons. And the child is like, you know, like a deer looking into headlights. They don't have a clue what's going on. I seen something recently. It was an encounter this young man had, and he had his mother and father there. And you could tell that the father ain't putting nothing into him. See, I can't spare nobody in this. This is a matter of life and death. And we got to do a lot better than this. We do. And all we can do is just hope and pray if they do encounter one that they don't kill them. And if we, you know, we got to even do more than talking, like silly shit like this. See, this right here is a death wish. Our royal sons have no business having no Beckys up in no cars with them at all. Or you want to have fun. Well, I'm going to tell you something, my royals. You don't get to have that type of fun We are under siege in this shithole. So there's certain things that you can't do, my royals. And having a Becky up in the car with you is danger. You don't be around these people, because all she got to do is holler, you raped me or you did whatever you did to me, and you are dead. They not your friends. They never ever gonna be your friends. You're nothing more than a pet to them. Or they want to use you sexually. And they know exactly what to do because they've been trained to do it. And the first thing they'll do is give you oral sex. Oh, I'm gonna keep it core, family. I have to keep it core. And we need to do our part. We have duties and responsibilities, and sitting up here trying to appeal to their nature ain't going. You're not gonna do that. You're not gonna do that. They don't care. Yeah, you can film them and do all of that. That ain't stopping them. So we got to do a lot better. Now there ain't no guarantees, because you don't know how they gonna get down. And you don't have that one conversation. When shit come up, hear what they got to say. How they will handle it. Because I have had my sons come back and talk to me. And tell me how they deal with stuff. You know? Hear what they got to say. One of them I give you, and I learned this from a brother. He said he got partners that, like to smoke weed and do what they do. He don't let them ride in his car. Because he said he let one ride in his car one time and found a joint. And he'll go crazy over that. And he always keep his car squeaky clean. He always make sure he vacuum, check under the seat, check everywhere. He said he don't have partners in his car just sitting up in there riding up in his car. They might leave something behind by mistake. And they going to pin it on you. Even having alcohol. If that seal is broke, they could say you drinking and driving. Any excuse. And we need to know basic law. You have the royal study. They always on these damn computers. I've always done it with my children. You look it up your damn self in that state. So it'll be in their psyche. They could teach you a thing or two. But trying to appeal to this, you're not going to appeal to that at all. It's all about surviving it. And again, let them know, I can't guarantee you anything, but at least I have equipped you with how to deal with the enemy in this shithole. So again, I'll make sure I put this in here, and don't lose sight. There's also a book here for our royal daughters too as well. And they're very, very inexpensive, and very important to get this, we have no business mirroring the system, and we're not African Americans. We are royalty. Our bloodline is royal, and they want to destroy our bloodline. So, my royal family, render your voice with your beautiful divine words. And as always, my royal family, I thank you for your love. I thank you for your support. And with that said, Ashe.